proposed to sort of part work on an extension at home, which I'm doing anyway. So when I'd had little gaps, I just worked at home. But inquiries had been patchy. And then finally, I think it was the beginning of last week, I'd got a project to work on over in Marston Green, but the builder I work with had decided to pull the plug on it at the last minute, sort of 7 o'clock in the morning. We were just about to get going.
Yeah.
And then a couple of other projects. Everything then has just been put on the back burner by the customers, which ultimately is the sensible thing to do anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a domino effect, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once one had gone, it was just a series of. It was inevitable.
I had two sort of move and postpone within 10 minutes of each other. As soon as that news hit about sort of the coronavirus, and it just sent panic across, my sort of customers that I had in the pipeline over the next couple of weeks, I suppose. There was an elderly couple who we were going to start some kitchen alterations to, bit of a still going in and whatnot. And I think that they were scared just by their age and how it affects the elderly more so, and they don't want to cancel, they just want to move it to later in the year. Right. And then I had another one booked in for May, which is a bathroom, and he said the same, but it was more economic for him. It was more he was self-employed, didn't know when he's going to get the next paycheck, and again, he hasn't cancelled, he's just moved it for later in the year, but he was just obviously worried about the uncertain times ahead.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you?
Yeah, if I can jump in. This year started off pretty well for me. There seemed to be plenty of work around, plenty of inquiries coming in. Yeah. And then I noticed probably about a month ago, the inquiries started to slow down. The diary started to thin out a bit, and then 3 weeks ago, I think it was, just everything just stopped, everything just cancelled, and I don't know whether a lot of it was so my daughter is on immunosuppressants, so I have to be careful who I go and work for. A lot of people that I do work for know me and know my situation. Know my family situation, and whether people are being careful, because of that, I don't know. But 3 weeks ago, it just all came to a grinding halt very quickly. I have had a call yesterday. A guy phoned me up. I was due to do some work in his bathroom. He phoned me up a couple of weeks ago to say that his son had possibly got it, and was giving me the option to cancel it. So I took the option to postpone it. He phoned me yesterday to say that his son's fine, and I'm free to go in whenever I can. But obviously I've got to be a little bit careful, because of if I catch it, then my daughter's probably going to get it.
But that's the one glimmer of hope here, isn't it? That there might be a kind of a sector of society that grows, that once they've had it, and this test that becomes available can prove that you've had it, then perhaps normality will start to be restored slightly. And as you say, they might reopen their doors and invite plumbers and other trades back into their homes.
Yeah, I think so. I think from what I've seen early part of the year, I think the trade's there, the work's there. It's just at the moment, I think everybody's so scared of contracting this disease or passing it on. It just seems that some people show symptoms, some people don't. You really don't know if you've got it or not. And the worry of passing it on, and the devastation that it can cause, I think people are just being a bit, bit careful at the moment. But who knows? In weeks to come, I think things will start to get better for us. I think with our kind of work, it's often jobs that need to be done, rather than stuff that they'd like to be done. Whereas I think the likes of your painters and decorators and people like that, I think they'll struggle for a long, long time.
Yeah.
What about the rest? What about the rest of you, Scott and Matt and
Yeah.
Rob?
Hi there.
All right, Rob.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all right. We were just discussing sort of who's doing the cancelling, whether it's your customers cancelling or whether you've taken the decision to sort of stop going, or most people are sort of saying it's more customer side.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah. I've had 2 or 3 jobs I've been on. Yeah, they've contacted me, so look, don't bother coming. Let's just ride it out. So that basically that's what it is. I've got a couple of customers who still want me to go around, but I don't really want to do it. Because what Jan's saying, you don't want to pass it on to anybody. Yeah. If you've got it, so I don't know whether I've got it or not, do you? So, because I've been in and out of people's homes the last few weeks, out and about like everybody else. So,
what was the last job? What was your last job, Rob?
A bathroom installation, and I've just done some last. When I've just done my last job, I did the last job last week. Last Wednesday, yeah. But they kept it from me. Yeah, they kept the distance from me. I walked in through the garage, did what I had to do, into the landing, and they spent the few hours I was there in the bedrooms and downstairs. I didn't see them. Just shut the door behind me, wiped it down, and that was it. I just invoiced him. So I've had no. I didn't even.
Sounds like a good job.
They could only be like that, yeah. No, but that was my last one. I haven't worked for since then. So, and as I said, all me, the other ones that I've got, they've all cancelled basically.
Matt and Scott, got anything different where you've been?
Yeah, I've had a bit of both. Do you know what I mean? I've cancelled a couple myself. I've also said to myself last week that I wouldn't go out just in case. I don't want to risk spreading it. Who knows if you've got it? I don't know if I've got it or not. Don't feel like I have. I've had to go to a couple of emergencies since though. I had a DIYer go through his gas pipe with a screw. I had a water leak for an old couple as well. So I just kept my distance from them both. Cleaned down all tools and everything. But I've actually had a customer that thinks they've had coronavirus and they want work doing at their house over the next couple of weeks.
So they're saying to you, we're clear sort of thing.
Yeah, they're saying we're clear.
You're comfortable, you can come here. Yeah,
they can come here. But the issue that we're having with that job is actually getting the materials we need for the job. Buying materials at the moment is not as easy as what it normally is. Especially buying in bulk.